hour ago. So that's probably good because there's no room for the day to get bad. You know what I mean? Like I'm low key. I'm kind of hung up on how bad yesterday was, but I shouldn't be because that's like yesterday's yesterday, bro. We on a whole new day today. Um,
Ariana, she
whoa! Stop talking, bro.
This
Stop talking, bro.
today
Stop.
typically
Stop. I'm playing. What time is it? For me, it is 6 p.m. I really just outed myself like that. I could have said any. I could have said any time. I could have been like, oh, it's 6 a.m. and it'd be like, oh, I'm waking up at the right times. Nah, I showed that I was waking up at 7 p.m., bro. I said a different time every single time that time. But anyway, I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling bad. Thankfully for me, I'm not feeling bad yet, but the day's new. The day just started, so there's so much time for me to feel great. I mean, feel bad later. But first things first, I'm about to. First things first. When I did get done with the chatting, first I realize every time I say what I'm doing today, I never end up doing it. Because I always say, we're going to do this, and then this, and then this, and then I only do the first thing. I don't know why. But today, on the agenda, I don't know if it's going to hold up or not. Spooky game. I always be playing spooky game for every day of October. Maybe drawing, and then I got a bunch of videos that I can react to. So we got an abundance of stuff, and I've got the whole world as my oyster. Not playing, but today, bro. Yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. I finished. I said this a little bit ago when Orgy and Yogurt were in the chat. I was listening. I was watching the Inside United States of America edition show, and I finished it yesterday. I watched 4 episodes. When I say yesterday, I mean I started it at 1 a.m. this morning and it finished it at 5 a.m. this morning. But I watched it and I would say I'm thoroughly pleased with how the show ended, bro. I'm pleased with what happened. Now I might be saying some spoilers here, so if you haven't seen it, don't watch. But I mean, who's watching Twice and Inside but not seen it already? You know what I mean? And who's watching Twice? Period. Nobody. Um. So basically, what that better have been a reaction to the first question that I said and not the second question that I said. Um. But anyway, I was watching it and I was pleased with how it went. First things first, bro. I literally hate. I hate Fanita. Bro, she's so annoying. For some reason, she thinks the whole world is against her. Well, I know why she thinks it. It's because she was the first person voted out by Sketch. But still, she thinks everyone's attacking her. And then because of it, she attacks everyone else. She's like, I'm a leader and you guys are all followers. That's why you. It's like, bro, calm down. And I get it though. I don't know if that's how she really feels. You know what I mean? Because Inside is a show. IRL is IRL. But oh my gosh, she was so annoying, bro. And I hated it so much every time she would talk, bro. She wants you to bleed. She does, if I'm not mistaken. What was the show about? Basically, you take, I don't know how many people, like 10. It was like 10, like, internet stars. There's like, okay, there was Dwight Howard, who's literally like an NBA, like he's a Hall of Famer now. I saw that on the show. But NBA celebrity, like he's up there. He's up there. And then you got people like Fanita, who nobody heard of in their life ever before. And she probably has a podcast with like 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, like literally bleed. Like if I were to cut myself and then she could watch it fall out my body, like literally bleed. Anyway though, you put all of them in like a chamber. It's not a chamber. It's got a living room. It's got bedrooms. It's got bathrooms. But then they don't have any phones. They don't have any things, any form of entertainment unless they buy it for 7 days. And then it's a reality show, so they be eliminating people. And then the prize fund is $1 million. But if you want to buy a pack of Skittles, it costs $1,000. That's the premise of the show. And it's good. It's a good premise, bro. And I think the thing that I like the most about it is the fact that everybody's making like they're becoming best friends, bro. Like they're making, at least that's what I like to think. I like to think, because whenever they come out of it, they're always like, I just made friends for life. But then you see it afterwards, you're like, I've only seen them hang out after the show for like a week or something, and then I never seen anybody hang out afterwards. So who even knows? But that's what I like about the show. But anyway, I'm gonna spoil it. Yeah, the finale was amazing, because it was like, first of all 6 of the finalists enter a room with safes, and then they have to pick the safe that is the good one, and then like that will lead them to the final. And then bro picked I forgot his name, Mark something, picked the correct safe with the ticket. And then Aisha, I'm just gonna say names, you're not gonna know who these people are probably, but she stole it from him, bro. She stole the safe from him, and it was the correct safe. And then he picked a different safe, and then somebody stole that safe, so he had the opportunity to take her safe or do the only one that's left, and he did the only one that's left. And then she and freaking, I forgot, I'm blanking. I know his name. I'm blanking though. But he was like my favorite dude from the show. So anyway, they made it to the finals, and then he said, I'm gonna hit the black lever, and then she said, I'm gonna hit the red lever, and then he said, I promise you it's the black lever. If you want to win right now, click the black lever. And then he was crying. He was like, you need it for your family, blah blah blah. And it was $300,000, bro. $300,000. And he was crying. He was like, press the black lever, and then she pressed it, and it was beautiful. So, and then, like, right when I started to think that, man, everybody actually, like, they really are friends, you go to the reunion thing, and they all start coming at each other. They all start freaking out on each other for no reason, bro. But, like, the 2 people that I didn't like the most was Ekin and Finita. And, like, I would say I dislike them both the same. But everybody else was just, like, genuinely trying to have a good time. So, anyway, I watched that yesterday. It was great. I had a great time. I really like that show, bro. I really do. And this time it felt like there was less punishments, more just people hanging out. But it was also more brutal. There was way more drama, bro. There was so much more drama. And also, bro, yesterday when I seen Finita get out, I was so happy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm a hater. I'm actually a hater on her. I don't know why. Bro, when she got out, I literally was so gassed. I was so happy. And it's mean, but it was awesome. But anyway, that's all I did yesterday. I really didn't. I watched a Smosh video where Pokimane was on it. That's the crazy collab that I never thought would happen in 100 years. 100 years, I never thought I would see that. And then it happened. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, I really didn't do anything yesterday. And that's why I was so, like, bummed out. Like, I didn't do anything yesterday. And then I went to sleep at 5 a.m. and woke up at 5 p.m. It just sucks, bro. Just everything sucks. When you do that, when you do nothing all day, and then you sleep for 12 hours, that's just not the move. But that's what I did, bro. That's what I did. Victoria, I don't know if you're still around or not, but yesterday we played that cat game. When I tell you there are 40 endings to that game, 40 endings to that game. That makes me feel better. 40 endings to that game, and freaking the only way to get the true ending is to play every single ending. I couldn't do it, bro. I had to tap out after bro, I played that game for like an hour and a half, and I only got like 8 endings. There's no universe where I'm getting all 40 endings. And I'm not picking up that game again. But, I mean, it was a cool game. It was still a cool game. I wish there was more game and less, like clicking and reading, but I was sleeping so far, bro. No, that makes sense. I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you at all for sleep. Because what time is it? You said it was like 1 a.m.? Yeah, it's 1 a.m. for you, right? That makes sense, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I need to shave my face, bro. I hate how, bro, if you really care about keeping your complexion, you gotta shave every single day, bro. I hate that so much. It's not even fair. But almost 2 a.m. Frick, bro. So that makes sense, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I completely understand you sleeping all that much. And if my schedule wasn't shot, I would have slept that much too. Cause like I could have been back when I was watching Camp Peak, I was falling asleep at 12 a.m., waking up at 10 a.m. And that was like a week ago. That was like 2 weeks ago. And now I've fallen so far. I've fallen so far from that, bro. It's not even cool. Like it's not. Ooh. But it's whatever, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say, bro. How's your October going so far? You like that or not? Cause me personally, my October is mid. I need to lock in today and just straight up edit a YouTube video for 10 hours in a row. But I don't want to. But I realize if I decide to draw, boring I would say, that makes sense. But nah, that actually hurts my feelings. Cause did you not find Dwice? Did you not experience Dwice for the first time in October? And that's boring? That's boring, bro? Dwice is boring? I'm playing. I realized that if I draw me Dwice? Do you not know the name of the Twitch channel you're looking at right now? How did that even make sense, bro? You need me to go. I realize if I draw on stream every day, then maybe I will be less inclined to draw off stream, like on my animation, and more inclined to edit YouTube videos. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah. Let me do a fruit tier list real quick. Strawberries at the top. Apples are pretty close. Oranges are pretty close too. Pineapple, I would say, is under both of those. What else kind of fruit is there? Grapes? Grapes are good. But grapes can also be really bad. Sorry, but I'm trying to concentrate at first to understand what you say. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. For me, I will never know what it's like to have 2 different languages work in my brain. Well, okay, I won't say never. I will, if I actually want to learn Korean, I will know it, but because I'm saying, bro, if I put my mind to it, if I put my mind to anything, I could get it done. If I put my mind to anything, I could get it done. And if that's learning a whole new language, I'm going to do it. If that's learning a whole dance, I'm going to do it. If that's becoming the freaking dictator of the biggest country in the world, I'll make it happen. But luckily, I don't want to do that. So, wait, how? Oh yeah, you said you also know Spanish, right? Are you working on any other languages? Why is this? Why is my bone literally right here? Do I have cheekbones? You're all I can think of. A bit of Italian. Wow. I got one. I've got like two chatters that know Spanish. They're like fluent in it because one's Mexican, one is God. Oh my God, I actually forget where she's from, bro. El Salvadorian. I forgot how that's. I think it's just Salvadoran, and then I got one chatter that knew Tony Soprano. Exactly, that's exactly who I was talking about. And then I got one chatter who was fluent in Italian at one point. Maybe not fluent, but she knew it a lot, and then she forgot, and then she relearned it. Or she didn't relearn it. She's relearning it right now. But guys, is it hard to do you think you'll forget a language? If you like yoga boys, if you stop speaking in Spanish, do you think you're gonna forget it? And Bergvi, if you stop speaking in English and Italian and Spanish, you're gonna forget one of those? If you're not practicing, maybe. That's crazy. Imagine putting in all that time to just learn a new language, because that's hard to do, bro. An entirely new language, you're just gonna learn the whole thing, and then you just forget. That would suck. But obviously, you're gonna be easy. Sometimes people forget accents. I'm sure you could forget languages. That's tough. Armenian also, I forgot. So you know 5 languages. So I know 0, I know 1 language, and you know 5? How does your brain even function at that point? Cuz I feel like you get so confused by every single language. Like when one language happens, you get all the other languages in your brain. Not fluent, more fluent than I am in Armenian. So that's nothing to scoff at. But yoga boys, how are you doing today? You feeling good or not? You have a W day. Wait, what day is it? Sunday? W's or not? That's still crazy. I could barely speak Spanish or English sometimes. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't even know how you go about learning like another language. Like, do you just learn um do you just learn individual words over and over and over again, or do you just learn how to piece like there are so many words, you just have to remember all the words. Speak Franglish often with a bit of Spanish too. Your English is way better than Inez's, so like I can understand your Spanish, which is good. I mean your English. Sometimes she be saying stuff that I really don't even know how to piece it together. And I think listen, I'm not too great at piecing stuff together like languages, or like I'm not too great at reading a chat message and then after first individual word and after watch video. Okay. I'm still learning, bro. I'm still learning how to spell in Korean. I feel like once I master the spelling, which I haven't, I'm pretty good at, like, if you give me a word in Korean, I can read it out like 95% good. I don't know what it means, and it takes a lot of brain power. Like, I can't read it as good as I can in English, but I feel like once I master that, everything else will come so easily. This language is so hard. English or Korean? Korean is easy. I think Korean is light work so far. I think the hardest thing about languages is trying to word it. Trying to actually, like, sound like the language is so hard. You know? But that's just... That's why people have accents. You know what I mean? That's why when you speak to people that don't natively speak... Like, I'm sure your English sounds way worse than when it's typed out. You know what I mean? No, that's not what I meant. I know your English, when you speak it, sounds probably like all the words are in place, but the way that you pronounce the words, probably not. You know? Because that's just, like, that's the hardest part, is what I'm saying. But I forgot what I was saying earlier. I was saying, Yoga Boys, do you have a good day? Of course, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of losing track of what else I should say, bro. So, y'all ever get into, like... Y'all ever go on a highway and throw rocks at cars, or no? Do you even have highways in France? Or do you have... I feel like you guys just have trains and normal roads. Yeah, you do? Okay. My bad. Guess I'm racist. No, I'm not racist. Boom, what you think? Moana. That's a pretty good Moana for only having 1 minute to draw it. Alright, I'm gonna stop yapping because I like, if I had something to talk about, French people still have horse carriages, actually. They don't got cars. Okay, I know they got cars, okay? When I went to France, I was in a double-decker bus. Okay, so I know they got engines and stuff. I'm just saying, in Europe, there's no reason to drive, like, long distances, because don't they just use trains? Don't you just hop on a train and then boom, you're in the next country? I feel like that's how it goes, no? Alright. This one seems more like a game. I don't know when this game even came out. This game came out September 14th. It came out a month ago. So, I feel like a lot of people don't even notice. We use train W2F, bro. That's what I said. I said you use trains. I said you use trains not as much as cars. Anyway, this one's called Stanley Says. And I'm pretty sure it's a play on the word Simon Says. But with Stanley. And I think Stanley's gonna try to kill me, bro. Okay, camera's working so far. I take it back. Camera sensitivity. Does that just mean like... Anyway. I don't think... Bro, I hate that I can't play games. Like, my camera is so bad that I can't play games. Like, my computer can run the game, but for some reason my camera sucks. Like, that's just not fair, bro. Maybe once I start playing the game, it'll work. I hate when they don't give me any settings, bro. Like, how am I supposed to make my thing not full screened? How How am I supposed to make my thing not full? Hold on, bro. That don't even work. Alt plus enter? Whoa! I didn't know you could do that. You just press alt plus enter and then you make it smaller. Wait, but even smaller it doesn't even work? I hate my camera so much, bro. Yeah, I figured that out already,
Hello.
bro.
You're probably wondering why you just woke up in this strange place. Well, this is Stanley's World, a fun place where family and friends can play while the adults sit back and relax. Before we get started with anything, you are currently trespassing,
What the heck?
so please
My
make your
camera
way
works?
through the doors to the check-in.
I swear to God, if that's
Wait, I
Stanley.
forgot to mention, if you see a bear, like a mascot, just run. Anyways, go through the second door.
Just run is crazy. Tell me, just don't talk to it at all. If you see something, don't talk to it. That's crazy. What the frick is this? I don't think that's how that's supposed to look. No, it's not Stanley Parable. This is Stanley from Stanley Says. Stanley the Bear. Bro, I hate when you can't... The sound of this game is too hard. Too hard? Or too loud? I turned it down. Because I knew it... I could already tell it was too loud, but... It's the same voice? What the heck? Remember to keep the workspace clean. I'm not gonna lie, guys. You just gotta live with the fact that... It's, It's like half the size of my screen. Wait, what if I adjust the size? My camera still works. Did he tell me to do something or no? Like, where am I supposed to go? Also, why am I so slow? You're all I could think of. Every cup I drink up. My little soda pop. My little soda pop. When he was talking, I was not listening, bro. You trying to get me to talk to this dude? Should I just restart the game entirely? Am I stupid? What am I supposed to do? Wait, I didn't try that. Bruh. Alright, I'm starting over. I'm starting over because I feel like he told me what to do and I wasn't listening.
You come to an old place banned years ago. You go by yourself to check out why people went missing. This didn't happen 2 minutes ago. You soon get knocked out by a strange figure near the entrance. I swear to God, bro, if I wake up upside down and naked and somebody's gaping my hole to put a cheese grater in it, I'm about to... Somebody should make a game out of that. That'd actually be a crazy game. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Game, that's up to you, bro. Did the screen on my camera, did my screen just move? I didn't do that. Yeah, I know, I'm doing it.
Hello. You're probably wondering why you just woke up in this strange place.
That's so much loud.
This is Stanley's World. A fun place where family and friends can play while the adults sit back and relax. Before we get started with anything, you are currently trespassing, so please make your way through the doors to the check-in.
Okay.
Wait, I forgot to mention, if you see a bear, like a mascot,
like this one,
just run. Anyways, go through the second door.
See, I knew that I wasn't bugging, bro. I knew it was the game that was bugging. It is E. Okay, we got a few little puzzles over here. And an invisible wall? What the what? What does that mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, A, D, A, C, B. Oh. I was like, they turn different colors? Or I didn't know they turned different colors. I was like, I opened the door already. Okay, so 1 is A, or 1 is D, which is green. 2 is A, which is red. 3 is C, which is yellow. Miss Paragon live often today? Oh, yeah? I did not know that. Bling, 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 bling. Have you seen her live? Are they good? Or is she just trying to figure stuff out? Remember to keep the workplace clean. The most times I've ever... I was gonna say the most times I ever gone live in one day is twice. But I just mean by choice. Because when I do an IRL stream, I get taken out of it. You know what I mean? So that's not my fault. You're all I could think of. How do you make a fence open by me putting stuff in there? That makes no sense. What is the technology on this? Wow.
Ah, you made it.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the check-in. Now, usually you would check in and make your way to Stanley's World. The place is currently on lockdown, so a lot of the doors are closed.
That's peculiar. I never thought of streaming without a mic. Like, I always knew the first time that I streamed had to be with a mic, or else like what? No cam, I could have figured. People stream with no cam all the time, but streaming without a mic is crazy. Unless you're really good at whatever you do. Aim at the circuit, then shoot electricity at it. You'll have to shoot 3 of each. What you mean shoot electricity at it? Did I just shoot electricity at that? I did not know that's what walkie-talkies could do. I did not know you could just shoot them with electricity, bro. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, now we got a little maze. Not a good one. There's already a dead end.
Hey, my name is Andrew Lamont.
Okay.
My father is Harvey Lamont, the owner of Stanley's World.
Didn't ask.
He died not long ago. For some unknown reason, they took his brain and put it into Stanley, so Harvey can still be living in his own creation. With thoughts, feelings, you name it.
Huh?
Well, people have been seeing Stanley moving at night, when it should be shut down for sleep. Some coding errors likely. I thought it was hallucinations, but it felt real. Stanley also has a voice. He was the guide of the children's playground. But kids have been going missing left and right. Just beware. Don't listen to Stanley. Don't do what he says. He says stuff that seems like he's trying to help, but really, he's just trying to lure you into his own trap. Don't trust Stanley.
Guys, I think I'm gonna trust Stanley on this one. Hold on, let me turn down the senses a little bit. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize this wasn't a free...
Bob. He died yesterday. It was 12 o'clock at night.
R.I.P. Bob.
I talked to some researchers and they said they thought it was Stanley. But Stanley isn't coded to do stuff like that. It's just a confusing moment for me. But just before he died, he told me when he did die, he wanted me to take his job. As if he knew he was going to die. Anyways, this is how to help me out. I'll get started on that.
Dude, I cannot help...
So, I guess by now you have the walkie-talkie device. What's called a power link. It can transfer electricity by connection. He probably told you how it works by now.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Who's
there's
he?
one thing you need to know about it. Truthfully, it's a complicated device. I mean, we made it complicated so random people at the place wouldn't know how to handle such a thing. I mean, if they're behind the wall, they can be connected. So, we created a sort of glass wall type. Not sure what I would call it. Well, obviously, you can't go through it. So the device's electricity can't either. You should give it a try. Well, I gotta go do something. Oh, and by the way, my name's Jay. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
What do you mean you'll talk to me later? What kind of... What are the logistics on this game? I was gonna say... Oh. What do you mean find the... How am I supposed to get back there? Alright, I don't know what that was, but whatever. This, bro, it was so hard not to laugh at that Jay dude. Because he literally opens up, like, starts recording, and he's like, my friend, he's dead, and I still miss him. Like, obviously, it happened yesterday. What do you mean I still miss him? And then he just immediately was like, I need to calm down. Hey, that thing you're holding, this is what it does. I'll talk to you later. Like... And then there was another point where I wanted to laugh at him, but I forgot.
Usually people use it for air conditioning stuff, but personally, I used to use it to get around.
That's weird, bro.
It gets filthy quite quickly. got fired one time for being excited, so I'm not really supposed to use them anymore.
Yeah, this is a weird dude.
Safety hazards. So let me read them to you, I guess.
Please don't, bro.
First of all, do not jump, because if you jump, it can break.
How do you jump in an air vent?
Much say it didn't end up very well. Second, never, ever, ever try to do anything stupid. It may get you killed, just like my friend. God rest his soul.
What?
Man. Number 3.
This game is whack, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Some potential security risks. So, just hold your breath or something.
This game is whack in the sense that the writing is crazy. Okay, so whatever happened to Bob, he had a lot of friends. Okay, Bob had a lot of friends, and... Oh, I've had a flashlight this whole time. I figured that out before you did, by the way. Game. Before you told me. Bob had a lot of friends. A lot of people liked Bob. Bob was a good guy, I guess. But he's dead. And somebody else took his job. And I hope Bob doesn't come to kill me in the future. My little soda pop. You're all I could think of. Every cup I drink. Okay, but where's the fence thing? This is a creepy place to be, in the air vents. Cause what if I see freaking Stanley? What am I gonna do if I see Stanley? Did they go red? Oh wait, was there? Oh, okay. That was blocking me off. This game's kind of fun. So far, I mean, the writing is crazy, but so far, out of all the games that I played in October, I can't move, bro. I fell through. Okay. Out of all the games I played, I like this one the most so far. I don't like how there's a toggle on the sprint, but I guess it's useful. There's momentum in this game. What the heck? I know where you are. Don't go far. All right, bro. I can't even go anywhere anyway. What the? Bro, what am I supposed to do? Hello? Can I maybe do something, maybe? You got like a thing I could do to open the door? I have to build a train. Oh, I'm stupid. I don't have all the parts for the train. What about now? Are there 2 parts to the train, or are there 3? There's 3. See, now how the heck does me putting how the heck does me putting a train on a thing with 0 wires? This is just a regular table Not connected to anything. I guess technically the wires could go through the thing, but that doesn't make sense, bro. Oh my god. This is...
Sorry,
There's blood.
It's just a policy. Anyways, welcome to Stanley's World. The only way out is an emergency exit, which you will have to get to. But don't worry, it's
Stanley, I swear.
I think. Anyways, there should be a lever to open the door to the right of the Stanley's World logo.
Alright, I'm gonna press it, bro. Oh. So this place been MIA or what? Like, there's no way this place is still functioning, first of all. Second of all, there's no way that it's functioning when it looks like this. You just got gravel on the floor and stuff. And blood. Hello? Oh, glass. Should I be using my flashlight still or not? I swear that was not there 2 seconds ago. I can't hit that one. Oh, that opened that thing. Dude, the thing I don't like about scary games, bro, is the anticipation. Like, I know when it comes, it's not gonna be that scary, but I know that I'm looking for something scary to happen. You know what I mean? Bro, how is there so much blood? Like just how? Sorry, Stanley, that's the rest of our time together. Bye, bro. Let me know if you guys like the game so far. Or if I should stop.
I like Dua Lipa. Okay, so again, nobody even tell me if they like the game or not. Classic Joyce chat. I like the game though.
Stanley says. So far, Stanley hasn't even said anything though. So I'm wondering, do I have to say something first? Because if so, I mean, I haven't seen Stanley IRL yet, but I've seen him a lot on the cardboard cutouts. And if I need to say something to Stanley, I would say, you can get it, Stanley. I give it to you. Talk about my schmeat. Where am I going, bro? Oh, is there a door out here? I think there was one next to it. Oh, what the heck? And there's 3 of them. My little soda pop. Bro, imagine there's a fire in this place. There's absolutely no universe where anybody's getting out of here. Is that Stanley? I'm running from Stanley, bro. That's what they told me to do. They told me to run from Stanley. But where else am I supposed to go? Nah, screw it. I told Stanley he could get it. I'm not scared of you, bro. Oh, you're scared of me. You're scared of me, are you, Stanley? Wow. What a beta. Where did he even go? Logistically, that dude straight up just disappeared permanently into the ether. Oh my god, this is not okay, bro. I'm running, bro. Where do I run, though? No! Don't do it, Stanley! I'm running as fast as I can, Stanley! There's fire and whatnot. Oh my god, how are you caught up? How did he even catch up to me? I was running as fast as I could. Damn. Stanley! Stanley, don't do it! There's an invisible wall. Stanley, please! Have mercy! I'm running as fast as I can, Stanley. Oh, you're so slow. Will you get stuck on one of the things? How did he even catch up to me last time? Nanner, nanner, boo boo, bruh. I told you I'm the best. I'm the best. The best to ever do it, the best to ever will do it. My little soda pop. You're all I can think of. Every cup I drink up. My little soda pop. My little soda pop. Pop, pop, pop. Wait.
I can't let you leave so easily.
Why the heck not, bro? Are you I've been telling you, bro. That was Stanley from the beginning. Stanley was the... Now, how the heck did Stanley do that? How the heck did Stanley do that, bro? Cause I'm not gonna lie, he was just behind me. He was just behind me when I walked through that thing. And now all of a sudden he's there. I'm thinking
You leave so easily.
I'm thinking Stanley's like omnipotent or whatever. Wait, what just happened to Stanley? Did I kill him or not? I locked him out. I can't let you leave so easily. Bro, what did I even do to you? Like actually, bro, what did I even do to you? You saw it. You were there when it happened.
Saw it.
Oh, sorry.
You were there when it happened.
I'm Bob.
The lights, the shaking, the crash. Stanley didn't scream. He just looked at you. Like he knew it would end this way. Like he was saying goodbye. The fire came after, but by then it didn't matter, because Stanley was already gone. Not forgotten, just gone. And now, this place, this twisted, broken world, is crumbling with him. It was never meant to last. Not the lights, not the joy, not Stanley. But if you listen closely, some say he's still there, waiting to play again.
What the heck? Did I just beat Stanley Says? Did I really just beat the game? So apparently when I flicked those 3 things, I was looking for a door to open, but I think he just got smacked up by like a big tentacle or something. He might have gotten hentai'd, okay? And in my opinion, that's the best way to go. So, W Stanley, I guess. Sorry that you had to die, but it is what it is. The game's the game, you know? You know? You're welcome for playing, bro. Thanks for making me a game that doesn't suck. That was my favorite game so far of October. What games did I play? The cat game, this game. I don't remember. I actually don't remember playing any games on the 3rd. What was the first game I played? What game did I play the first day or the second day? I don't know. You're all I could think of. Every cup I drink up. My little soda pop. My little soda pop. Oh, freaking Skull Hotel. That one wasn't even bad though. It was just boring. There's no story. And then what did I play the first day? What did I play the first day? I'll just go look. I'll literally just go look. Okay, I accidentally went to YouTube, but that's fine. The video might be up by now. Ew. Bro, why did I see Rosie in his Marge 2 cosplay? Or in his Marge Simpson cosplay, and I thought it was a horror movie. Like, cause I've been looking at horror games or horror videos. So they've been recommending me some. And I really thought that was about to be some animatronic horror. But it was just not. You're all I could think of. What game did I play, bruh? I played Gartic Phone and Power Wash. Oh, I played Bowling Alley Simulator. This was the best one. This one and Stanley Says were the best 2. This one was fire. Anyway. Wait, did I close out all my YouTube videos? No. Can the K-pop Demon Hunters vocal stars ace the girl group quiz? I think they got this. Me personally, I got this. Let me move my camera. You're all I can think of. Give me a different song to sing, bro. Hold on, who sings that? I know the song called like "Say My Name," but I'm just gonna assume it's Spice Girls.
My name is Ray Ami, and I am the singing voice of Zoe.
Hi, I'm EJ, and I'm the singing voice of Ruby. Yo, what's good? It's Audrey Nuna. I sing for the
Yo, what's
Mia,
good?
And we are playing How Will.
Dude, before my favorite girl was the girl that this one plays, Zoe, but now it's Rumi because I know her.
IMDb.
Because I like her more.
This girl group consists of 5 members and created the 1996
ITZY!
hit Wannabe.
Wait,
What's her name?
1996? Yeah, Spice Girls.
So, finishing the lyric here, okay? If you wanna be my lover.
Who the heck did this guy come from? Friendship never ends.
Which Spice
See, I could
Girl
be
do you
you.
think your character in Huntress is most like?
Sporty. I feel like she just rocks like the athlete.
I don't know any of them.
Let's go see Scary Spice.
Oh, there's
Perhaps. You know what? Let's do all of them.
I don't, bro. I still don't know any of the Spice Girls. I don't know if Mel B is a Spice Girl or not. I don't know if I'm being racist or something, but for some reason I think that is.
The movie Dreamgirls starring Beyonce is loosely based on this iconic Motown girl group.
The Supremes.
You got it.
I was going to say the Sopranos.
I never heard of any of these things.
I do hit high notes.
Yeah, I love you too.
This trio from Houston was the last girl group to score a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100.
2, 3. Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child. I was about to say the same thing, bro.
Say my name, say my name.
Why he trying to like calm down, man?
I love you if you ain't running gay. Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Hey, hey, hey.
Destiny's Child songs talk so much about friendship and sisterhood.
I've only heard of
What's the
Destiny's
most
Child
bonding moment you've had
like
as a
once.
cast, either in the recording booths or just in real life.
Like, rehearsal. Oh, yeah, I was going to say that. Last week. Rehearsal, man.
On the second day of rehearsals, I think what really melted my heart was when when Audrey shows up with like goodies in
That's
her
crazy.
rehearsal, and she had like
Calling it a
thoughts
different
for
name.
each and I
I didn't even realize that she got her pink fit. I like her fit the most, but then she got the pink fit with the regular pants, and then she just got a collar. It's not attached to a shirt or anything. It's just a shirt collar with no shirt. I never seen that before in my life.
like Castile jellies that are like supposed to really help, and like I just thought that was like the most thoughtful thing ever, just because I feel like if you're not doing this yourself, like you don't really know how hard it is sometimes.
The song is a hard song. So having these 2 girls with me, harmonizing.
I just think this one is just so special.
Yeah.
Like, thank you so much. It was
Have a good break? What? No, we literally just sat down.
This British girl group was formed on a popular competition show and the only girl group in the original UK series. What's the
Little
hardest
Mix.
part about recording a
Final
song
answer.
film that surprised you along the way?
I will say, like, because
I don't know
we're,
any.
like, a girl
Bro, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, K-pop, cause it's K-pop Demon Hunters. I thought they was gonna talk. Bro, I have not known a single answer to any of this stuff so far.
I will say, even like
It's gonna drive me
like, a
nuts.
millisecond too long.
I'm
Like,
gonna
making
bust
sure
my
it's
nuts.
talking And the way we're even bending our vowels or just like consonants, the tiny little things that I wouldn't even consider like recording my own stuff. I really had to be mindful and really listen. So that really, like, I was a student yet again, and I was really absorbing all these little technical skills.
I like her
that
gloves.
Really are employed, like, you know,
Actually, I like her hair.
voice actor.
The ribbon going through her
You
hair.
also have to emote more when you sing, because they're only hearing your voice, and like doing live is different because you can see the facial expressions, but animated facial expressions is a little different. And so you really have to express it really well with the voice that matches their facial expression. So direction was very important, which is why shout out to Ian Eisendrath, our music director.
I never heard that name before in my life. Eisendrath?
Like the blend is so important when it comes to singing with other people. That's something you don't really think about on your solo project per se, but with the group it's like what's best for the song and what's best for the
face
group
is so
is really cool to be part of that.
Only I could smash your demon face and
long.
Thanks for coming.
This group was the first K-pop girl group to perform at Coachella, and one of their members.
Blackpink.
Okay, here we go.
It is
That's too
Blackpink.
easy. I should have made that
I was gonna say,
harder.
is it
Blackpink
Blackpink
and
or is
Huntress
it
made a song together.
like
Let's get into what it was.
before? But I don't even think Coachella was around with like Girls' Generation. But even then, nobody big enough for. What was the question, bro? I know the question.
Okay, here we go. That was too easy.
This was not their first Coachella performance, by the way. I recognize those outfits. That was the last time they performed at Coachella. The first time they performed at Coachella, different outfits.
Should have made that harder.
I think
Blackpink and Huntress made a song together. Let's get into what it would sound like a little bit. Let's just
It would sound similar to House Done.
Yeah, like
that's a good point.
The
That's
producers
valid.
were Jack Label, who also did, Blackpink, so it'd be so easy.
very high
It'd
energy.
be iconic.
It'd be seamless.
It'd be so seamless. It'd be like Blackpink with more harmonies.
Congratulations on your first live performance on Jimmy Fallon. When you got that news, just performing together for the first time, like,
dude, that's
what
so
did that
crazy.
feel like?
Just being the voices of people in a movie, and then all of a sudden you're like technically like a group, and you could just be doing your own live performance. That's cool.
So
I never heard of that.
So crazy. I mean, I knew it was gonna happen. It's just happened a lot faster than I thought it would. So, everything's been happening really fast.
that's the thing, right? The speed of it. But the fact that we had such good chemistry, amazing.
These girls work so hard.
Yo,
They work so hard.
no, it's so great.
So
I'm excited.
Same.
Bro, that suit is huge. I didn't even clock that. That thing is like this far big.
Stage.
That hair is crazy.
Last thing you
I really,
should say.
I really didn't know what to say about the hair.
We'll find out.
The whoop.
For the VMAs, before we went
It
to
looks
announce
sick.
Best Album, we were just like, man, I hope we don't forget how to read. Yeah! We were reading out this teleprompter.
the heck?
Yeah, like, okay guys, let's hope we can read. Honestly, we were like, wow, this is crazy, guys.
We're at the VMA.
We're at the VMAs.
What?
Wow, we're gonna see a Jimmy Fallon. It's so fun. Yeah.
The all-female 70s rock band had a movie titled the same name, which starred Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning. Multiple choice.
Dakota Fanning?
What?
Mhm. A, L7, B, The Donnas, or C, The Runaways.
I feel like it's the Runaways.
That's what I was gonna say too, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, so did we get all of them?
Yes, every single one.
Good job, girls.
The next one. This girl group created the song No Scrubs, which also
God, I don't know any of these answers, bro.
girl group recently won a Tony for her performance in Sunset Boulevard.
I knew the Blackpink one.
Yeah, Nicole Scherzinger.
So,
This girl group's record, Push It, was the second overall most featured song by a girl group with 50 plus film and TV appearances.
Push it. Push it. Salt and pepper.
whoa.
100%.
This group was also formed on a competition show. Several of their members
Fifth
went on
Harmony.
successful solo music careers.
Fifth Harmony.
I knew it, bro. I knew it, bro. I finally got an answer correct, bro. And it's because I watched the Fifth Harmony video like 4 months ago on stream.
How do you spell the group name 21?
2-N-E-1.
That's too easy. I didn't even get the chance to answer it because it was literally spelled on the screen. Because he read out the question.
Who is the group or artist that inspired
Not
you
even
the
fair.
most growing
I knew
up?
the answer to that one.
I love 21. Yeah, I mean, it was cool to see a girl group who was just so strong and
your craft.
yeah. I mean, and that goes across the board for so many K-pop girl groups. Mine's Beyonce.
Really?
Yeah, she had a huge influence in me.
Let's go!
Beyonce
Only
is
2
an artist that
tries.
She's so hardworking. She's just always on it and perfectionist. And I think I got a lot of that influence watching her like documentaries and interviews. yeah, that was hugely very inspiring for me.
I think Rihanna.
I know
was
like
a huge
3
one, seeing her progression and evolution as an artist from like Ponte Replay to like Good Girl Gone Bad to like Auntie, which is like still one of my favorite albums. to
Yeah,
this
I
day.
like that one too. I like
Rihanna is just so cool.
I like that one too, bro.
And everything she does, cool, beautiful.
Chat, what y'all know about
gorgeous,
Rihanna?
Fancy. Love you, baby. And she smells delicious.
I've seen that in interviews. Like, everyone says she smells good. Will y'all know
Wait,
the smell?
bro, I saw a TikTok on it. I saw a TikTok on that like 3 days ago. Nah, it's probably like 4 months ago. Nah, it's probably like 8. It was probably like 11 days ago. But anyway, I saw a TikTok. I don't know if it was a TikTok or YouTube short, but it was everybody talking about how good Rihanna smells. And then she was like, guys, this is the perfume I wear. And so if I ever want to smell like Rihanna, I just got to wear that. Even though I don't remember what she said.
Oh my gosh, yes!
Because
Wait, they
Ryan
met
and
her?
Diddy were all about movies and TV shows. What are your characters' favorite movies and TV shows in real life?
Zoe would love reality TV, I'll just say that.
Some like real good drama things that like teach you something about life.
I feel like Mira has such a serious side to her.
I feel like she would like David Fincher, I feel like, and I feel like she would have a really dark side. She likes Home Juno probably. Something like that.
Yeah, me too, me too. Yeah.
We are manifesting a sequel. If Huntrix can go anywhere in the sequel, where would they go?
To space.
China.
To the moon. Where would they go?
I'd take him to the past.
To do a global tour? Yeah, but like different countries. Maybe go to New York first. Maybe,
That's such a stupid question. Where would they go? Like, Paris. Like, what do you mean, where would they go? I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if they went to the Han Moon or what happened, or if they just stayed in Korea. But I guess they could have a sequel in a different country, like Italy. I'm just kidding, guys. This is my favorite part of every day, is giving my diabetic cat her shot. It's always so fun and exciting.
What y'all think about my twerk? I still can't believe I could throw it back vigorously. Like, it was just so crazy.
So good.
Like, I'm listening to
Tokyo. Yeah. Ooh, that would be fun.
yeah, like Hunterson in New
Tokyo
York.
is sick.
Maybe performing the Spirit in Las Vegas.
Oh my god.
Yeah, finding demons around the world. Fighting demons. Yeah, that would be so cool.
Keep your shirt on, Bobby. We'll be there in 3.
Okay, last one. This girl group.
In the
I don't know if
sphere?
it's serious demon, but their vocals heal can save the world. What is their name?
I think it's Saja Boys. Oh, frick. I gotta watch that movie, bro. Guys, I think I gotta watch that movie. I think I should watch that movie, bro. Cause I talk about meeting, how dental technician, I surprised Fab. Wow, these ones are like the same amount of time. I'm gonna watch this one.
Comic page is terrifying, but what actually makes it terrifying?
Body horror.
There's actually a huge amount of very specific techniques happening here just below the surface that are acting on your subconscious. That's because this page was drawn by Junji Ito, and the entire time you're reading one
I don't know
of
who
Junji
that
Ito's
is.
comics, you are being manipulated. See, early in his life, this adorable cat-loving man
Ouch.
discovered a repeatable formula for creating terrifying works of comic art, and has used that same formula for over 30 years to create a staggering amount of brilliant, terrifying works and become the god of horror. And the first technique
The
in that
god
formula
of
should be
horror?
obvious to anyone looking at this page.
Is it the hatching? I think that's hatching. When it's, I think hatching is like do, and then cross hatching is do, like when you cross it. So I guess he's just talking about like the style of the work, not even necessarily the like what's in the thing. Cause yeah, you see a dude get friggin' twisted up in whatever this is, I guess. You see this happen to a dude, you're gonna be confused.
You see it? If you read a lot of manga, it may actually be harder to spot. This page comes from the first chapter of his epic masterpiece, Uzumaki, and in this opening chapter, he uses the same technique again here and here. Any guesses? Okay, it might help to contrast this with American comics. In American comics, we generally see the same amount of detail across an entire comic,
It's
from
hatchet,
panel to panel and from subject to subject. But in manga, characters are often drawn with varying levels of detail, and sometimes at different levels of detail than the backgrounds and other objects. See, to the thoughtful artist, the amount of detail isn't just an inherent part of their style, but a tool for storytelling, and Ito has mastered using that tool to create terror. We'll get back to this image, but to help understand why this is so psychological...
So he's saying that the background, he's saying that the fact that the background is different from the actual piece. Just because the background is... Also, why did you leave the black line in the middle? Like, just squish it together, bro.
Let me borrow a visual from Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics. This chart
Okay.
represents a simplified spectrum of the different levels of detail an artist can use to represent a character, from extremely simplified on one end to photorealistic on the other. Why this matters is when we look at this simple face over here, it doesn't represent anyone in particular. It could be you, it could be me. Many comic strips...
I hope not. This dude is chopped.
Representation because we're supposed to project ourselves into these panels rather than seeing characters from the artist's imagination. On the other side of this spectrum is realistic or representational styles. This image is very clearly not me or you, unless you're Nicolas Cage watching this video.
Oh,
in which case,
Nicolas
please like and
Cage.
subscribe. When the rest of us look at an image like
Dude,
this,
that's insane. Don't say please like and subscribe. Say please comment. That way I can show my friends or something.
otherness of the subject, not ourselves. No, all
But he's
artists
definitely
have
not
to
watching this
exist
video, bro.
somewhere along this spectrum. Most American superhero comics tend to operate around here-ish, although that has varied a bit over time. But generally, we tend to look from outside in on the exploits of these characters, but they're just symbolic enough to allow some degree of self-projection.
I feel like, bro, I feel like manga is in between that, though. Because I feel like manga is more detailed than the comics. Maybe it's just a different look. Maybe it's not even more detailed.
Manga is that often the protagonists, the characters we are meant to relate to, are more on the symbolic side of the spectrum, while characters that are villains, mentors, gag characters, the supporting cast tend to be more on the representational side. In this
What? Wait, that's crazy.
Ourselves onto the protagonist, but to look upon that supporting cast from the outside, just like the protagonist would. It's very clever and allows us to fall deeply into these worlds. So after seeing
Dude, his head is so weird.
but if this panel had just been this detailed, grotesque image, it wouldn't have nearly as much power. But it's not just a grotesque image. It's a grotesque image being seen by two characters who are drawn in an exceedingly...
Hold on, let me let you guys understand by showing. Yeah, I don't know. Is that cool? Is it more horrifying that their faces are not detailed, or is it less horrifying?
by two characters who are drawn in an
Whoa!
exceedingly style, barely more than an outline and a few pen strokes. You would think our brains would register the very apparent clash between these two styles, but that's not what our brains do. Instead, just as Ito intends, we instinctively empathize with the wife and son, and that transforms us from being someone that is just looking at a gross image printed on a page into being the son who is looking upon the distorted body of his father. As you look across Ito's work,
that's his father?
the same technique of a ghastly, realistically rendered image on the same page or even in the same panel as a cartoonish, simplistic face reacting to that very image. It's simple and brilliant, but
That's
Ito's
cool.
use of detail doesn't stop there. You see, this idea of simple drawings contrasting with horrific imagery didn't originate with Ito. Ito borrows it from his biggest influence, Kazuo Umezu.
I'm doing my best on pronunciation today.
Ito discovered Umezu when he was only 5 years old. His sisters had given him a copy of Umezu's Mummy Teacher, which I assume was a prank meant to traumatize him, but instead it got him totally hooked and he began his journey to become a master of horror. You see, Umezu was in
That
the
looks
process
cool,
of
though.
basically inventing horror.
I like manga. I should look at more manga and stuff, because I really like the style.
But in 1965, he began on a trilogy of stories that is now called Reptilia.
Like, I don't like the style of that, but I like,
come up against a gas.
like I was gonna say, I don't like the style of like this. I like it. I'm not saying I don't like. I'm not saying I hate it. I'm saying this don't really tickle my fancy the way that the other stuff like this. I don't really care for that.
Horror stories.
But then when you show,
He began on a trilogy of stories that is now
hold
called
on.
Reptilia,
When you show this looks so cool. Like this girl. I mean, she looks horrifying with the lips, but like that, I like that.
60s shoujo characters come up against a ghastly snake.
And like the one up top, I like that too.
Cartoonish stock characters up against ghoulish, detailed supernatural forces.
Ghoulish.
Young Ito fell hard for Umeza, and as early as 6 or 7, Ito began drawing his own manga imitating Umeza's style. And
That's
Ito wasn't
so
alone in
bad.
obsessed. Reptilia was a huge hit. and
Nah,
started
in grade
boom
school,
horror
that's cool.
manga across the country. And as Ito grew up, so did the popularity and sophistication of horror manga. When Ito was 11 years old, Umeza began what is generally considered his masterpiece, The Drifting Classroom. Young Ito became so obsessed with The Drifting Classroom that he actually drew his own 12th volume to continue the story after it was over. Even today, he considers it the largest influence on his work. And I think it's directly from Umezu that Ito draws this next technique in his formula, which was not only varying the detail between the characters, but between the characters and the worlds they...
Just look at that, bro. Look at that piece. Not that guy.
Which was not only...
Look at that piece, bro. Look at all the detail. How do you make something like that with freaking just black and white? Like, there's no grays. There's no grays. It's straight up just black and white. And it's just where you decide to color what. Like, that's so cool. I don't know if I could ever get to that level. I probably could, but I would have to really focus in on it, like the actual style. I would have to look for like a whole year.
Varying the detail between the characters, but
And, like,
the characters
have
and the
somebody
worlds
teach
they
me, I
inhabit in very specific ways. In both Ito's Uzumaki and in Umeza's Drifting Classroom, these cartoonish protagonists inhabit a relatively realistic landscape. And while Umeza and Ito figured out how to use that technique in their formula for terror, it actually dates back further and is fairly common in manga thanks to the influence of two men: the Walt Disney of Japan, Osamu Tezuka, and the Walt Disney of America, Walt Disney.
Bear with me on this. The method of producing early Disney films involved photographing a succession of hand-drawn characters on transparent sheets in front of static painted backdrops, which gave this effect
Bro,
of
early
functional
animation is
characters
so
living in
cool.
a realistic painted world. This may have been a technical necessity for Disney or a creative choice, and it was probably a mix of the two. But
Like,
the resulting
physically
images are
painting
arguably
out every
powerful.
single
It's set the
frame
tone element for decades of
and then taking
animation,
pictures
also
of
for
it.
the entire manga industry. Why?
So cool.
Because of Tezuka. Someday I'll be able to afford a translator and make a full Tezuka video, but his influence on the development of manga, as well as his ability to unironically rock a beret.
Did he say afford? I feel like you could afford a translator with
Tezuka was an
312.
absolute Disney fanatic. He famously saw Bambi more than 80 times, and so a few years later, when he's basically inventing manga, he borrowed Disney's style, placing his cartoonish characters in more realistic settings, setting the tone for the thousands of manga artists who would see him as their main inspiration. One of those young artists was Umeza, and just as he had with his work in the shoujo magazines in the 60s, Umeza applied that classical manga technique to horror. He took his ultra-simplified characters and placed them in realistic, well-detailed, oftentimes horrific landscapes. I mean, The Drifting Classroom is about an entire elementary school that gets transported into an alternate dimension. An entire book could just be a case study in the contrast of detail. He plays out his dark drama of innocent, almost cute drawings of children against the more well-rendered drawings of the adults in a world that is realistic, rectilinear, claustrophobic, and then breaks apart into pure painterly abstraction. Can you tell I really like The Drifting Classroom? Umeza needs his own video, but let's bring this all back to Ito for now. Because Ito, absorbing all of this at like 12 years old, would take all of Umeza's innovations in The Drifting Classroom to
Dude, I should try that. I should try to get... First of all, I tried that in school. In freshman year of school. Like putting ink... Like grabbing one of those pens that's shaped like that, you know what I mean? And then you dip it in the ink. And then it's so hard to use. I don't know if it's just because the ones that like she gave us to draw with were so bad in quality, but it's so hard to use. I don't understand it. It's the same thing with painting. I don't understand it, like how you're supposed to do more than one stroke. Because I do one stroke and then I'm all out of ink, and then I gotta dip again. And I don't know if you're supposed to do that or if the pen is supposed to hold the ink for long enough that where you could draw or not.
Ito grew up in a remote part of Japan and has spent most of his life there, and I think that lends all of his stories a real awareness of a sense of place.
But what I was saying was I should try to grab just like a giant canvas and just go to like giant canvas, bottle of ink, and a pen thing, and just go to town and just only draw with black and whites. This one's not only drawn with black and whites. This one's got grays in it. Like in the woodsman craft, it's got grays in it. But this one, well, actually, never mind.
Changeable cityscapes, abstract backgrounds that imply motion or emotion, or dispense with backgrounds entirely in favor of readability. Ito grounds almost all of his stories in very tangible locations. So let's go back to that opening chapter of Uzumaki, starting back at the beginning. We were introduced to Kiri and her friend Shuichi, two high schoolers in this small town. While the foreground action of these pages involves Kiri telling us about her life and learning from Shuichi about his father's strange obsession with spirals, these scenes don't take place just anywhere. They begin on a high vista.
He had a strange obsession with spirals, so much so that he turned into one.
Through the crowded streets, looking down the dense alleyways, hanging out in an empty playground. It's all very intentional. Because the foreground characters are simple, we're encouraged to read quickly, to move along with the dialogue. But the realistic backgrounds surround us, so as we empathize with the characters and become engaged with the story, we're subconsciously sinking deeper into this world that Ito has created. But this whole video isn't about realism, because if Ito had stopped the development of this form...
Oh, we're halfway through the video. We only made it through the first two things. I feel, bro, whenever I read manga, I feel so bad just like skipping through it. Like when I read manga, I have to look at all the pictures. I have to like look at the real detail in the pictures, because like they spend so much time drawing it, and then all I'm paying attention to is the words, and I just look at the picture for a quick glimpse. That's not cool.
He would just be another imitator of Umeza, but as a teenager, he began to look outside of Japan for influences, to an Italian filmmaker, an American writer, and a Swiss painter. The two movies Ito most references being influenced by growing up were The Exorcist and Suspiria. And while The Exorcist is great, I think it's Dario Argento's influence that really shows up in his work. Now, I could easily talk for a while about Italian horror films, but I'll just oversimplify and say that what often characterizes these films is the abundance of mean, graphic violence that is presented in shockingly beautiful ways. It's like a hybridization of Italian artsy directors like Fellini, Antonioni, and Berlucci.
Right, Fellini, Antonioni, and Berlucci.
Of the early 70s. In Suspiria, maybe the most dramatic example of this mixture of beauty and ugliness. And this tracks with something that Ito has said. I enjoy drawing both extremes, extremely ugly or extremely beautiful. And Ito's use of formal beauty is something we don't see a lot in Umezu's work. Ito talks about using the golden ratio to draw attractive faces, the influence he's taken from Degas, Vermeer, and Dali. But that attention to beauty is part of his formula for terror, because when the ugliness finally arrives, it seems so much uglier by contrast. So let's talk about that ugliness. Because while Italian horror generally draws a
So you make everything look pretty, and then when it's time for something to be horrifying, it's ugly.
And that is when you discovered H.P. Lovecraft. Lovecraft's work often focuses on
I like that dude.
Incomprehensible forces and the effect they have on our fragile human minds. He describes how after discovering Lovecraft, the scale of what he found horrific grew bigger. That the universe is terrifying. That the scariest things are those that are so large and abstract that they are beyond human comprehension. And Ito wanted to capture that visually, but was actually a fellow Lovecraft fan who showed him the way, Hans Rudy Geiger. Geiger is probably best known today for his influence and design work on the film Alien, but his body of work is actually much deeper and larger. Geiger's paintings
I saw the movie Alien.
Disturbing, but not because they show gore or even familiar, terrifying images, but because they show recognizably human features being distorted and perverted, often in uncomfortable, mechanical, unfamiliar ways. It's a visual merging of the relatable with the abstract, and it's hard to
See, in my mind, stuff like that is not horrifying, like not scary. Show it again, bro. That is not scary to me because I feel like it doesn't look good. I don't know why. It's like the blending, like it's looks like I'm looking through a kaleidoscope. You know what I mean? And that kaleidoscopes are like pretty because of patterns or whatever. But I'm not a big pattern guy. It looks like a pattern. And I'm not a pattern guy. Like, I don't know. If I actually try to look at it, I can understand the beauty. But I get lost right here. It doesn't flow together for me.
The relatable with the abstract.
I don't know how to put it.
To not feel uncomfortable just looking at it. They pulse with an almost cosmic, overwhelming feeling, just like Lovecraft. This parallel to Lovecraft is more than mere coincidence. The original painting that inspired Alien is titled Necronom 4, from a series of works Geiger named after Lovecraft's Necronomicon. So Ito would adopt Geiger's approach to visualizing Lovecraft's version of terror by focusing on uncomfortable, unrealistic distortions of the human body to express deeper, uncomfortable, universal human
that girl with 100 eyeballs in her head was gross.
Like, I'm struck by this clip of him on
that one was the best
TV
part.
Show where he's drawing a mouth with 20 rows of teeth and just goes, oh, it wouldn't look like that. He's fully aware of the literal, realistic way to depict something, but is choosing the emotional, psychological approach to his distortions of the human body. And what's even more interesting is that Ito would have a better grasp of how to draw actual anatomy.
Wait.
Something. But
why do you not tell me where to find this video, bro? I want to watch that video.
He's fully aware of the literal, realistic way to depict something, but is choosing the emotional, psychological approach to his distortions of the human body. And what's even more interesting is that Ito would have a better grasp of how to draw actual anatomy than most of his peers, because he'd studied anatomy in college. You see, after graduating high school, despite
that's why we talk about how this dude was a dental dude.
Horror films and art, he decided to go to school to become a dental technician. How will that work out for him? We'll come back to that, but let's get back to Uzumaki. We left off with Shuichi's father becoming progressively more obsessed with spirals. So what does he do? He begins turning his body into a spiral, of course. First, by spinning his eyes quickly, and then by transforming his tongue. But just how that is depicted is very specific, and brings us to the next item on our list, which is how Ito creates motion in his comics. Another quick crib from Scott McCloud here. There are, in general, two ways that comics, a static medium, can simulate motion. One is within a panel. This includes things like speed
like the freaking I go like this and I see a whole thing like that. Or I guess the next one is going to be within two panels, where in one panel I'm like this, and in the next panel I'm like that, and then in the next panel you're like this. You know what I mean? Nobody clipped that, bro.
Lines, motion blur, split images, and a bunch of
I
other
have my whole
creative
pinky in my
techniques.
mouth.
The other approach to motion in comics is by having two panels next to each other.
Told you.
In which the reader is invited to create the motion by connecting those panels in their mind. Or, in the case of Ito, the reader is forced, probably against their will, to create that motion in their mind. Because look at this tongue sequence.
Ew.
Imagine many artists
Was that
staring at a blank
pus?
page and conceiving how to illustrate a scene of a guy sticking his tongue out in a spiral. We just slap this panel down and call it a day. Not Ito, though. He wants to hijack your brain's need to connect these panels, and so he breaks that single action down into 4 distinct panels. It's like the comic equivalent of slow motion, forcing you to linger and create in your own mind the pace, the sound, the feel of that tongue. So we know how Ito uses detail, motion, beauty, and ugliness to create terror, but to bring it all together...
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro. I literally haven't had a chatter in like 200 minutes. I've been doing this for like 200 minutes, not a single chatter. Finally, I see I see it move an inch. I see the screen on my screen move an inch. And it's freaking somebody telling me to get cheap viewers, bro. I just want real viewers. I don't want the bots. Please. Why was he looking at me like that, bro?
Today, Hino may be most well known for directing a horror film so realistic that after a friend lent him a VHS copy, Charlie Sheen thought he'd watched a real murder on tape and called the authorities, prompting an FBI investigation. But weird trivia aside, Hino is actually realistic that after a friend... But to bring it all together, Ito turns to a manga artist who's sadly largely been forgotten in America, Hideshi Hino. Today, Hino may be most well known for directing a horror film so realistic that after a friend lent him a VHS copy, Charlie Sheen thought he'd watched a real murder on tape and called the authorities, prompting an FBI investigation. But weird trivia aside, Hino is actually an incredibly gifted manga artist, part of the horror manga boom that followed in Umeza's wake. And
that's crazy, bro.
Been reading as he began his career as a
you really thought it was a whole
kind of Umeza's opposite. Where something like the drifting classroom
that's crazy.
is psychological and existential, Hino's work is much more yucky. Ito said that Hino's use of shockingly cruel images inspired him, but what really jumps out at me is not the images themselves, but how they are presented. Let's take a look at one of Hino's more well-known stories, at least in America, called Hell Baby. On the first page of this sequence, a doctor is telling a father that something is wrong with his newly born daughter. If you know Hino, you know he's going to show us something disgusting. So then you turn the page, only for more build-up. Then the father says, take me to see her now, and you turn the page expecting to see something horrific, but still, Hino draws it out. Then 2 pages later, we see the father walk in, and the doctor says, in this room, we have your second-born child. The final panel is a reaction shot, and we turn the page to see... another page of build-up as the father approaches, and we get a little closer, and we turn, zooming in on the father's face, and finally we turn the page to see a double-page spread of the baby. And yes, it's disgusting, but it's been turned from a gross image into horror because Hino has manipulated our emotions, playing with the fact that we know something terrible is coming, increasing our ability to turn each page, creating horror in a way that only the comic medium can. So let's turn back to Uzumaki once again to see how Ito has made Hino's approach to horror part of his own. Ito begins the final sequence of this chapter with an ominous delivery arriving at Shuichi's house, and then flashes to his father's funeral, with Shuichi telling Kiri that his father had finally died from his obsession with spirals. For a moment, we think maybe we're out of the woods, Ito isn't going to show us anything terrifying, but then we flash back. Ito even ends one page with a fake-out reaction shot that could have been leading into a horrific image, only to subvert it, just like Hino does. And then on this page, he uses dense composition to slow down time, a full 6 panels in which only a few moments pass, and then we look up from inside.
That's such a weird casket, bro. A straight up circle.
We turn the page. So Ito has it almost all pulled together. There's just one final piece missing. So let's return to Ito's own life. Because when we last left him, he was working as a dental technician. He dabbled in manga as a hobby, but had moved away from it as a career. But then he sees something in one of the manga magazines he reads.
A beautiful woman?
A newer magazine dedicated to shoujo horror is holding a contest. They're giving out the Umeza Prize for horror manga, and it's going to be judged by Umeza himself. And Ito's inspired, not to win the contest, but to know that his hero, Umeza, the man who inspired him since he was 5 years old, will read his work. So
that's cool, bro.
He has drawing a 30-page story, and that story is Tomie. Not only did he win the Umeza Prize, the story was so popular that Monthly Halloween offered Ito a job to continue publishing manga. And no joke, he has to think about it. He likes being a dental technician, but ultimately, he decides to change careers and become a manga artist.
That's so cool, bro.
It's eventually turned into a multi-part movie series, and he's continued from then until now, building up an incredible body of work. So I'll put a reading guide below to help
That's
you
the
out.
kind of thing
But
that I
that's the
need,
final
bro.
part of his formula. In every interview I found with him,
Or
he's
that I
incredibly
like.
humble and deeply focused on his craft. He sits in the same house, at the same desk, with no assistants, with tools that he's made and modified himself, working slowly, methodically, and thoughtfully to give us all terrible, terrible nightmares. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Dedicate your life to the craft of manga. That's what the last one said.
Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. And please let me know in the comments if you're Nicolas Cage.
That was awesome, bro. I don't know. I did like that video. I don't know if it's just because I liked the it wasn't because I liked the horror. I think it was either because I liked the manga writing or like I liked the story of this dude's life. But either way, I had a great time watching it. And as I predicted, okay, I was gonna draw, but as I predicted, I messed it up. I accidentally minimalized the capture utility, and since it's been an hour and 45 minutes, the capture utility will not open, therefore making it so that I can't draw. So I'm just gonna end it there. Yeah, it was a short stream. I didn't even hit the 2-hour mark, but I think that's beautiful. Like, I'm not gonna drag it out, especially since nobody's here. I'm not about to make everybody watching experience the less good version of me. So I'm just gonna end it there, bro. But what am I gonna play myself out on? I'm gonna play myself out on Learn Korean Level 1 Introduction to Korean. Volume 1, Lesson 125. Chapter 0, 53 seconds.
Welcome to Introduction to Korean by KoreanClass101.com, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Korean. This audiobook is perfect for absolute
Most
beginners
fun
who are
way?
completely new to Korean. In this 25-lesson introduction level audiobook, you'll get acquainted with Korean and Korean culture. Here's exactly what you learn over the next 25 lessons. You'll learn the basics, such as greetings, must-know conversational phrases, grammar rules, and how to count. You'll master Korean pronunciation and learn the most common mistakes learners make. And of course, you'll learn all about Korean culture,
Right.
such as the holidays, cuisine, music, and Korean society. Thank you for choosing Introduction to Korean by KoreanClass101.com, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Korean.
Dude, I'm so freaking okay. Don't play it. Don't play that. That, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, if they incorporated learning music, if they incorporated music into learning a language, that would make everything so much easier, bro. I'm gonna play Enemy by Twice. Like, can you imagine they said that and then they play this song? Oh my god, that would have hit so hard. Anyway, though, thank y'all so much for watching the video. I mean, for watching the stream. I hope y'all had a good time with me, the Twister. Okay, and I will be back tomorrow. I'll be doing my thing. Hopefully, I could draw tomorrow. Hopefully, I don't mess it up. If I choose to. If I want to draw, if I don't want to draw, I'm not going to draw. I'm going to play a game, though. But I got to make sure that I have... Oh, I do have one game in stock, but I think it's going to be similar to the cat game in that it's going to be boring. But it's supposed to be scary, so... Maybe. I don't know if it's a dating simulator or what it is. But if I can find another video game like freaking Stanley Says or like the bowling game, I would want to play those games tomorrow. But who knows what's going to happen, bro. Anyway, though, what I do know is that thank you. What I do know is that thank you, bro. Thank you to Yoga Boys and Victoria and for tuning into the stream and keeping me company for a little bit. Thanks to my dude Orgy. I haven't seen him in ages, but you know, that just means he's getting some good sleep. That just means that I'm not streaming for that long. Thanks to you're leaving? I am leaving. I am ending stream earlier than usual. I just woke up. Go back to bed, bro. Go back to bed. I think it's, you know, it's healthy. You could come back tomorrow. We could start all over again. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you to shouts out Cozy and Sleepy and Zeph and Emily and all them. And that's gonna be it from me, bro. Thank you. Goodbye. Peace out.